Welcome to Sunday edition of the Grand North American Championships. We've got another day of fine fiddling coming up. Different classes, obviously, and we're going to see different competitors and some competitors that you got to watch yesterday. Possible. My name is Randy Jones. I live in High River, Alberta. And I'm honored and pleased to be able to be a part of this weekend as your MC. And we're going to walk through the day of our preliminary round and then into our final round. And our presentations will close off the day. Of course, we have some raffles to draw and things like that as we go along. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as the day proceeds. But we're going to get started fairly quickly with our preliminary round, and we'll get going with that so we are in good time to complete the day and have you enjoy the entire day. We're going to start off with the intermediate class, and this age group is 19 to 54, and you'll see there's also advanced intermediate, which is the same age, but this one is a choice of the players to be able to decide if they want to move up to the advanced intermediate. There's two levels of competition in some way, and the advanced one really is one that you might determine that you don't want to go into the championship, but maybe you're a more experienced player and feel that that would be the class that would be the one challenge for you to move up into the advanced intermediate. And so those two classes, we'll talk about those, and then we'll move on to some other classes. These two classes are going to play a waltz, jig, and a reel in that order. And they have their 4-minute time limit to play. And they'll have to play totally different tunes if they move on to into the final round. So let me get the sheet for the intermediate, and I'll announce the first player. So our first player, we should introduce who's going to be the accompaniment. Marley or Blaine? Marley is. Let's make Marley Heesing welcome to the stage. This fine musician now lives in Okotoks, Alberta. And she plays fiddle as well. So fiddle and piano and just the old time. She's raised on old time with her, along with her dad, Troy, and brother Braden. So welcome, and we're glad to have you here. Let's welcome Jeff Miller from, well, let's see the address here. I'm not sure. We're going to have to ask him when Jeff comes on up. So let's welcome him, please. And we have Mary Ann on deck. I'm going to hopefully announce that as well. Thank you. Welcome, Jeff. Where do you hang your hat?
In Woodstock, Ontario.
Woodstock, Ontario. Wow. You must have got up early this morning to get here.
Took a wrong turn.
You did? Oh.
Ended up here.
Yeah, awesome. Well, welcome, and let's move on up to the mic here, and I'll announce your tunes as you talk to Marley there. Jeff's going to play the Grandma's Waltz. The jig is Sam Sugar Bush Jig. And your reel, Jeff, is Nova Scotia reel. Yes. Very nice. So there's the X to stand on there, and we'll enjoy your tunes. Thanks, Jeff. Jeff Miller from Ontario. Our second contestant in this intermediate, let's welcome Marianne Borch. Good morning. River John Sunset Waltz. The Old Red Barn as your jig and Golden Slippers as your reel. Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. This is where you guys have your part. You have to say, oh!
Thanks, Marianne. Thanks, Marianne. All right. Intermediate class, let's welcome our last contestant in this class this morning, Ben Gaudreau. Come on up. Welcome. Good morning. Ben's going to play the Poor Girl Waltz, Naomi's Jig, and the Blue Mountain Hornpipe. Thanks, Ben. Thank you, Ben. So that's our 3 contestants in the intermediate class. We will see those 3 again. There's 5 placings actually eligible to move on to the final. So we'll get to see those 3 again. Let's give a round of applause for all 3 this morning. So we'll move on to the advanced intermediate. And here we have 5 players. And they're going to play this morning. And there's 5 places for them to be eligible to move on to the final. So that'll be great to see all 5 again. And we're going to start off with our first contestant, Jackson Corey, with Bill Cameron on deck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jackson. Jackson Corey from Red Deer. We'll have Bill Cameron come on up with Claire being on deck, please. Welcome, Bill. I see the city is West Brookfield, Vermont, USA. Welcome to this place.
It's Canada for the weekend.
Canada for the weekend, exactly. Well, wonderful. I see your waltz this morning is called Remembering David, and your jig is the White Grasshopper Jig, and the reel is Tennessee Breakdown. Very good. Thanks for being here. We'll enjoy your tunes. Thank you, Bill. Bill Cameron. We're going to have Claire come on up, and Lori is on deck, please. Let's welcome Claire Lecoq, please, to the stage. We'll just get the guitar player set up this morning. Claire, you want to be on this mic? Maybe a little closer? Sure. I'm going to come over to this side and talk to you and introduce your tunes. Your waltz is Brandon's Centennial Waltz, and your jig is the Hawaii River Jig, and your reel is Temperance Reel. Awesome. Make sure you're right under the mic there, and thank you very much. Thank you, Claire. Claire Lecoq from Calgary, Alberta. Troy is on deck. We're going to welcome, please, ladies and gentlemen, Lori Metke to the stage from Lacombe, Alberta. Good morning. Doesn't matter. Thank you. Good morning. Your waltz this morning is Min Fogel, Charlie Hunter's Jig, and Whitefish in the Rapids for your reel. Thanks, Lori. Thank you, Lori. Lori Metke from Lacombe. Our final contestant in this category. Let's welcome from Sturgeon County, Alberta, Troy Gates. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning.
Welcome to this place. I see you have your tune list here. Your waltz is the double and waltz.
You bet.
Your jig is Rock Valley Jig. And your reel is Braden's reel. And it's all yours.
Okay.
Right up to the mic there and help yourself. Troy Gates from Sturgeon County.